Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions and assumptions about me. I realized I've never filmed a Q&A before, which is crazy. I don't know why that's the case, but who knows. So this video is going to be a little bit more of a get ready with me style. So if I miss any of the products, they will all be listed in the description down below. So before we get into your juicy questions, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I'm starting off with all of my skincare down, so I'm just gonna jump right into the more makeup products. And I didn't ask if I should like mention your guys' usernames, so next time if I do another video like this, I will ask if you want to be like anonymous or what, so I'm just gonna keep them all anonymous just in case. But the first question is, what personality are you from the 16 personalities quiz? I thought that was a pretty good one to start off with because it's quite telling, and this quiz is so accurate. I can't even believe I do it year after year, and I'm always shocked that I'm always the same thing. And I am an advocate personality. I am the INFJT. I would highly recommend you guys do the quiz. It's really interesting and it tells a lot about yourself. It tells you your strengths and weaknesses, how you are in romantic relationships, friendships, parenthood, career paths, workplace habits, and all kinds of stuff. I'll just say my strengths and weaknesses. I feel like it's quite telling and it's kind of more of a quick version. So it says for my strengths that I'm a creative person. I am insightful, inspiring and convincing, decisive, determined and passionate and altruistic. I can't agree more. And then for my weaknesses, it says that I'm sensitive, and that is for sure. I'm extremely private, which is very, very true, and I bet it comes across through my videos as well, which I am trying to work on this year in like my personal life, as well as just in general for my videos as well, because I know you guys would like to get to know me a little bit better. And sometimes it's funny because I feel like you guys know me better than you actually do. I don't know, it's a weird thing in my head, but I'm going to try a little bit harder to open up. It says that I'm a perfectionist, which is very accurate as well, which sometimes I find that it's a good thing, but also it definitely can be a downfall in some circumstances. It says that I always need to have a cause. Yeah, and I can burn out easily, which is very, very true. When I was tackling 3 videos a week by myself, I feel like I was burning out at least like once a month, and I would get like overexhausted, and I was just like a workhorse. I would never know how to stop. But now that I hired an editor who I love so much and who has been so helpful, she takes over 1 video a week because I do still enjoy the editing process. So that has been amazing, and I feel like I can have some free time and such. It's awesome. But those are the strengths and weaknesses of that. I'm gonna move on to the next question. By the way, the 2 products I used were the Hollywood Flawless Filter and the Milani Screen Queen Foundation. And now I'm going to go into concealer. I'm gonna mix these 2 from Ilia, the True Skin Serum Concealer. The next question is, what annoys you? I have a few things that annoy me. Specifically right now, I don't know if I've ever smelt this concealer, but it smells like sour cream. I'm not sure if it has gone off. If anyone has this concealer, does it smell like sour cream, or are these expired? So I put them right near my eyeball. What annoys you? Well, recently it's been quite stormy here. It's been like a week straight of pouring rain. Today is really nice though. But anyways, my neighbors, they kind of give me some weird vibes, specifically because they have a collection of wind chimes on their house. Like if you have one, it's fine. Like if it sounds pretty, like fine. But they have like 3 in the front of their house and a couple behind their house, like on their deck. And it just sounds awful. Like I don't understand. And it just, like when the wind goes, it just sounds like, I don't know, kids hitting pots and pans and bells and stuff. So every night before bed, when I get real tired, I contemplate going over there with a pair of scissors just to check up on their flowers or such, and accidentally slip and fall and cut the strings down. I wouldn't do it, but that's what I want to do. And they are gone for the long weekend this weekend, so it's like a little bit extra in my head. But anyways, moving on. I think you're a complete optimist and you don't let your sadness show often. P.S. I love your content. Thank you so much. I am quite optimistic for sure, but when I'm feeling down, I like to talk about it with people. especially with my mom. She is very insightful and she gives really good advice, and so is my best friend. I used to definitely hold it all in, and that was just really unhealthy, and I feel like that causes a lot of issues. I think it's just a lot more beneficial. Have it all out in the open, then like either people will know what's going on or they'll have really good advice to help. Yeah, I just think that's a lot better for me personally. So that's how I kind of am. You get mistaken for being a lot younger than you actually are. Look at me, I'm gonna be doing my brows on camera. In real life, for sure, especially with one of my delivery guys, he always asks if my parents are home. That's probably just because I usually am not wearing any makeup and I'm in like my pajamas or something. But online, a lot of people think I'm older than I am. And by the way, I'm 23 years old, if you're wondering. What was your personality like in high school growing up? I feel like you're hard to read. I think I was also hard to read back in high school. I think a lot of people thought I was a little bit more mysterious, which I kind of liked. I don't know. I liked that people didn't really know my business. I'm quite reserved, like I said, in my personality. I keep things quite private, but I think I was also very anxious and stuff in high school, especially in my grade 12 year. I definitely kept to myself. Like through the hallways, I would just like keep straight and just like I wouldn't talk to anyone, and I looked quite crabby. I definitely dealt with a little depression and didn't know what my path was and such. Yeah, my grade 12 year, I missed like 97 classes or something. I was one class away from not graduating. I definitely was a bare minimum student except for the things that I actually needed to graduate or go into my university, which I then dropped out of university 5 weeks in. But on the weekends, I would definitely party and turn into a little bit more of a social butterfly. You assume the best of everyone even when you really shouldn't. I don't think I'm that way, and I also don't assume the worst either. I think I'm really good at reading someone. I can get a feel for who they are within the first couple of minutes of talking. I go into things very neutral, I think. Ooh, okay, so now it's exciting time. I'm going to finally be opening up the Chanel bronzer. I didn't realize I picked up the reformulated version when I first ordered it, but when it came in, I was like, the swirl looks different, so I knew they reformulated it. I thought they were gonna reformulate to bring back other shades, so I'm quite disappointed in that. Ruining the swirl, it's kind of sad. Someone said, you're a real sweet person until someone wronged you, then you cut them out of your life. 100%. What is your full-time job? It is this. I create content for YouTube and Instagram. That is my job and I absolutely love it. It's such a dream come true. The next question, how did you know that makeup was what you were meant to do at such a young age? I actually didn't. I think I have a get ready with me on my channel from quite a while ago that I kind of go through like my journey, how I got here. But basically in high school, like I feel like over the years I always loved makeup, but I never really realized it. Like in 8th grade, I would do like a different crazy colorful eyeshadow look every single day because I had like this Sephora collection holiday palette. That's when I kind of was really into makeup. I also grew up dancing. I danced for I think like 17 years of my life or something. So I always loved getting ready for like competitions and things like that. I always loved the process of putting on a lot of makeup for stage. But when I was in high school, I definitely thought I was going to be an artist. So I was doing everything to get into University for Fine Arts, and I went to the University of MacEwan for 5 weeks and then I dropped out. And then I fell into a little bit of a depression because I was like, if it's not that, then what am I doing? And I also had another passion for photography. So I got a job as a photographer's assistant, which then really showed that I was really not into that as well. It became apparent to me that it was really not my thing. This bronzer's okay. It's nice. I do see myself using it, but is it all that in a bag of chips? Definitely not. And I really hate that they didn't come back with a lot of other shade ranges. I didn't know what my path in life was, and then so I felt a little hopeless in that time. But the only thing that would get me up in the mornings or out of bed was doing my makeup and watching makeup videos on YouTube and learning everything. I got the Kevin Aquan book, which taught me more than my makeup school ever did for beauty makeup, especially for darker skin tones. And just things like that. And then I knew that was my right path. So I moved to Vancouver. I went to school at Blanche Macdonald. I did the global makeup program, which was an incredible experience. Best year of my life, and things kind of took off from there. It wasn't like a quick path for sure. There was a few hard years in there. There's like 2 years where it was a little rough for me. But when I found makeup and I realized it was a possibility, my path completely lit up and I took it, and I'm so happy I did because I am so happy and fulfilled in my life. Tell us about your cats. So they're actually my parents' cats, I guess now, because I moved out. For a little bit there, I was trying to convince my parents that they should move in with me, and I do miss them so much, but they have such an amazing life out there because my parents live out on an acreage, so I just go visit them a lot. So they're not my cats technically. By the way, I'm gonna go in with this blush now. I'm just gonna use the cream side today. This is the Patrick Ta Do We Know Her blush. They're indoor outdoor cats, so they just have the best life ever out there. They have a cat door on our heated garage and they have their food and stuff in there, and then we also let them in every day. Every morning they give them wet food and that's what keeps them coming back in the morning, and then they get their pats and cuddles, and they absolutely love being cuddled, as you guys know from my brow intermissions. I am excited to get my cats of my own. Probably not this year, probably when I feel a little bit more ready and settled. Plus I'm going to be doing renovations on my house, so I feel like that's just a little bit mean and stressful for the cats. So when I'm ready, I'll definitely get my own cats, but for the meantime, I like going over to my parents and giving them snuggles and such. How did you start YouTube and Instagram and deal with the criticism? Basically, I don't really care what people think of me. I know that I love myself and I'm confident in my own skin. So if somebody doesn't like me, good for them. Like, I don't like everyone on this planet either, but it does amaze me that I have this little corner of my internet with so many people who are so loving and supportive. It's amazing. And how did I start it? I just did it. I just did it one day, and I was like, let's give this a try. And there were so many signs that it was going to work out for me. So I went for it, and it makes me so happy every day to film videos for you guys. I'm now going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to try out this Desert Haze palette from Charlotte Tilbury. It looks so nice. And I also got these little pencils from ColourPop, so I'm gonna add some pastel highlights throughout the look as well. If you have a deeper skin tone and if you want to wear pastels, I would go for more cream formulas because they will be a lot more opaque and pigmented. Or you can prime your lids with these and then go over with pastel shades. That's how I always made pastel colors work for deeper skin tones, if you, just as a little tip. But I already primed my eyes and things, but now moving on to another question or assumption. You are very confident. I'm glad you think so. And I would say I definitely am. I learned at a young age to not care what people think about me as long as my own perception of myself is good. Then I don't really care about what others think about me, especially if they don't know me for me. And I definitely have parts of myself that I could love a little bit more, but I accepted if those little insecurities weren't there, I'd be insecure about something else about myself. Like, there's always something that you're going to nitpick about yourself, so I just decided to stop worrying about that and just live my life fully, because in like 5 years or even more down the road, I'm not going to care at all about that, and I'm going to be looking back on the memories, not how I felt in a bikini or something. You read a lot of books. You are really eloquent. Well, thank you. I actually don't read a lot of books. I kind of have a little bit trouble reading. I find that I get caught up in my own thoughts when I'm reading, so it takes me forever to read like one page of a book because I get sidetracked. I feel like the last book I actually got sucked into was the Twilight series, and that's very telling because I was like in 6th grade. So I don't know. I don't read a lot of books just because I get distracted in my own thoughts. I'm not really sure what I'm going for today with this look, but it might be fun. What is your astrological sign, and do you believe in astrology? I don't really feel passionate about it, therefore I don't really learn too much about it. My zodiac sign is Aries. My birthday is March 24th. There are a few questions that are a little bit too private for me to say, like the ones about my sex life and such, so I won't go into those ones. But for my love life, it's non-existent at the moment, which I'm really happy about. At the moment, I'm falling more in love with myself, especially just coming out of a relationship, really getting to know like what I actually want in life. And I don't want to settle too soon with someone who's not good for me, like the last time I was in a relationship. Did you get a house and do you live alone? I do have a house now, and I won't be living alone for much longer. My cousin is moving in, which is really exciting. I think that's going to be a really sweet moment in our lives. And also I really enjoy his friends and such, and he's also a lawyer, so I'm hoping that he'll bring his lawyer friends over and, you know. And we also have kind of the same friend group as well, which I think is going to be really fun in the near future. I assume you probably practice some type of yoga. You always come across so calm in videos. I've actually tried yoga multiple times and I really dislike it actually. When I'm doing like a workout or something, I feel like I need to actually move. I can't ever get in the groove of yoga. I feel like I'm too impatient for it. What are some brands you don't support and why? I feel like there's a lot of brands that I don't support. The first one that comes to mind is Jeffree Star's brand, just because of him. Also, his products are really ugly to me. Even if it was like the sweetest angel behind the brand, I don't think I would buy anything. You can really tell the palettes and makeup was not designed by a makeup artist. Nothing speaks to me, and what he stands for is horrible, and I cannot support. Another brand that kind of comes to mind is Kylie's, just because it doesn't suit my style, I guess, or what I like in products. I think you're paying mostly just to have her name on products. I've tried a few things, like her first few launches I was really excited about with her lipsticks and such, but I didn't really enjoy the formulation. I've tried Kylie Skin as well. I got a PR package from that and that was really sweet, but I feel like everything is mostly geared towards younger teenage girls, which is great for that age range, but for me personally, it's not something I would reach for. A newer one is RMS, just how they treated the whole Black Lives Matter movement. This past month was really embarrassing, so I kind of got rid of their products as well. There's got to be a lot of other brands as well. I'm blanking for sure. This might be an annoying question and I'm sorry in advance, but do you smoke weed? It really depends. Depends on who I'm with, depends on the situation, how I'm feeling that day. I smoke it very, 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 very sparingly and very rarely. I do take CBD when I'm feeling a little bit more anxious, and that is a dream. And I've also smoked just CBD, which was incredible because it immediately hits me and it makes me feel relaxed immediately, which is really nice because I do struggle with a lot of anxiety sometimes, so if I'm feeling anxious, I'll pull out my CBD. I don't smoke it that much because the THC truly makes me super paranoid and I gotta stay away from that. You have never owned a Jeffree Star item. I could proudly say I have not. I'm just gonna quickly concentrate on my eye right now just because it's not looking the best and I just need to take a moment to concentrate. I have a hard time doing detail work while talking, obviously. I'm going to do something similar to an IGTV I filmed, so if you want to see that a little bit more of a tutorial style, I can link it in the description down below. But I'm going to be doing a double liner, and I basically just cut out a negative space with some concealer. Now that I'm past the detail work, one of the questions, you don't get caught up in the YouTube beauty community drama. Basically just because I'm kind of off to the side. I live in Canada, in Alberta, so I feel like I'm a little bit more distanced from all that. And also, I really don't give two shits about drama. I'm like, what's the big fuss about? Like, just talk it out. It's so weird to me. I definitely watch drama channels just to catch up on it, just to see what the heck is going on, but I don't really take interest in it at all. I just want to be in the know, see what people are talking about. Do you spend most of your time at home already pre-virus? Yeah, when the virus first came around, I was a little bit like, my life has not changed at all. It's the same. Do I live in quarantine all the time? But at the time I was still in a relationship at the beginning of quarantine, and then I did go through a breakup, which was the best thing for me because he was definitely isolating me, and I'm also more of an introverted person, and I'm definitely a homebody. Like, I love being home so much. so that did not help at all. But now I'm definitely working towards being more of a social butterfly, and with the nature of my job, I work out of my home, so I don't really have to leave the house much. So there's pros and cons to it for sure. Like, I love being at home, it's awesome, and there's all those benefits, but there's also the cons where I don't really see many people if I don't have to, if I don't push myself. But I am pushing myself this year, which is great. So now I want to add some of that gel liner. I don't really know which colors I want to use. I'm just gonna pop off camera and decide that. These are the two shades I'm going to be using. The minty one, Icebreaker, and Peach Fuzz. These two right here, I think they look pretty cute. There's some inconsistencies with these pencils. Some of them are more like glidey and wet feeling, and others are a little bit more dry. So we're gonna see how that works. I'm going to fill in the lower portion with the mint color. It's very crumbly and dry. I took a little bit of the pencil off to hopefully make it a little creamy on the back of my hand. Maybe the heat will help, but they're very, very dry. I'm backing out of the ColourPop ones. It's gonna ruin my look. I'm gonna take my Tarte ones that I really like. This is the Tarte Clay Paint in Mint. I don't know if I should put another color right here like I was going to originally. I don't know if it's gonna screw up everything. Maybe I'll try that again in another video, the same kind of look. But I'm just going to catch this eye up to speed real quick, and then we'll move on to the lips and final touches. So please enjoy the kitten intermission. I'm really excited about this look. I'm loving how it's turning out, and I found my Lumi pigment from Sugar Pill, which I'm using as my inner corner highlight, and I think I want to highlight this little negative space with it as well. Feeling a lot more creative lately, and I really love how this look turned out. Kind of just came naturally. I wasn't even thinking of what I was doing today. I kind of blanked out with all the questions, and this is what came of it. So this is awesome. I really love how this turned out. I'm just gonna take this little brush. Hopefully this is a good idea. Is this a good idea? This is a BH Cosmetics number 11 brush, by the way. My under eyes are looking horrific, so I feel like my serum concealer from Ilia has gone bad. I'm just gonna come back with my mascara and lashes on, and then we'll move on to the lips and the last few questions. Okay, so the last question I'm going to be answering today, and I got it quite a lot, is what softwares do you use to edit your YouTube videos, IGTVs, Instagram, and thumbnails? I'm going to apply my lips at the same time, so it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge at the same time. I'm using the lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury in Pink Venus. So I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos and IGTVs and everything like that. For photo, I like to use Photoshop and Lightroom. I use Photoshop for my thumbnails. I use Lightroom just to color correct all of my photos and make them look like they do in real person, because I take my pictures in RAW, so sometimes your photos can look a little bit more dull because it has all of the camera's information. So then you just bring your photo back to life and it just looks a lot more accurate, and that's just something I learned through working with that photographer. Just kidding, I can answer one more. I also got a lot of questions if I'm interested in making my own makeup brand in the future, and possibly. Right now it's not in any active plans, but I always think about what I would do if I did have my own makeup company and such. I think I would like to be a little bit more separate from my brand. Like, I wouldn't call it like Julia Adams Makeup or something like that. I just wouldn't have my name or face plastered all over it, I guess. I just want it to be more of a unique cosmetics line, I guess. I don't know what I would do. By the way, the lip color I just used is the M Cosmetics Magic Hour lip cushion. Kind of matches the blush a little bit. I really like how it turned out. I love these eyes. But here is the final look all complete, and those are all of the questions and assumptions I'm going to be answering today. If you enjoyed this video, let me know if you'd like to see this a little bit more often. I think it was really fun and interactive, and I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see these more often, maybe like bi-monthly or something. But that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will have all of these products I used linked in the description if you're interested. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.